It's been 2 years since Sri Mataji came to Sydney, and many people have joined Sahaja Yoga, and many people will remember her. Many people are developing their realization, and it's a great experience that's happening not only, of course, in Sydney, but all over the world. Sahaja Yoga is a happening. It's an actualization of something that lies within us. The subtle body that is represented here on the chart is a map or a chart of our inner mechanism, that mechanism of our subtle body which doctors can't, of course, see or operate on, but which lies quietly working as the basis of our whole human existence. Within that subtle body, there is a system of what we call centers or chakras. And those chakras are I suppose we could call them energy centers, which give us, at first, the vitality for physical existence. But as we develop, as we evolve into higher human beings, they become slowly to a stage where they can be enlightened. We become aware of the seeking within each one of us. We become aware of that inner subtlety that is always there, but which, due to our human existence, we become disconnected from. What is this subtlety? The subtlety is the eternal spirit of Almighty God, that aspect of God which lies quietly, the witness to all that we do, but not manifesting in our daily being. The Spirit is what we have to become. It's what Christ has said, we have to become the Spirit. It's what Muhammad said. It's what the Buddha said. It's what all the Hindu philosophers, all the Hindu saints, and all the great incarnations that have come on this earth have said. You have to become the Spirit. You have to be born again. And what is this being born again? So many people hear about rebirth, hear about being born again, cults that are developing, talking about being born again, and yet it's actually only mental activity at that stage. You have to become something. You have to get your own powers. You have to be able to maneuver those powers before we can speak of being a realized soul. You actually develop within yourself an awareness, but not only an awareness, but a practical capacity to become a spiritual person. For all these lifetimes, we've been a human being. We've reached the stage in evolution now where we can just go that extra stage further to become a spiritual being. Now, who's going to do the job? How does it happen? What is the mechanism within us that allows this process to work? Until recently, meaning until the last 10 years, this process has been one whereby individuals, and perhaps on a one-to-one basis, a few people gained their self-realization. It was almost as if, at first on the tree of life, there were just a few flowers, and those flowers turned to fruit. But now, the grace of God is completely overflowing. He wants everybody to have it. He wants us to take that last step in our evolution, and we all have to get our self-realization. And yet, it seems too simple. It seems too easy. It seems too much something which cannot happen in such a beautiful, simple way. And yet that's precisely what it is. So many people are looking for a complex explanation of self-realization. So many people are looking in books to find out how you get it. Others are going to gurus. Others are seeking it in the highways and byways of various forms of perhaps even areas of fringe seeking such as parapsychology and ESP and clairvoyance and 100 other isms and methods, so-called, of spiritual seeking. And yet it's so simple. What happens is that the subtle energy within us, which lies in that triangular bone that is at the base of the chart and which is in fact our sacrum at the base of the spine, that subtle energy has to rise, and when it rises, it passes through each of the centers that are shown graphically on the chart, and finally pierces through this chakra at the top of the head, and you begin to feel on your hands the cool vibrations. You begin to feel those same cool vibrations coming from the top of the head. You begin to become one with God. You become a complete personality. You become integrated. So what is this happening, and how does it happen so simply? It's almost as if we, with our Western, rather tortuous minds, want a complex explanation. So we go to complex disciplines, we read complex books, we do all sorts of exercises, we strive, we pray, we do so many things which attain very, very little in the sense of real achievement. And so we have to get it. And before us is a person who is an enlightened being, and she is one who not only promises to give it, not only talks about the process of self-realization, not only brings you to the logical conclusion that you have to achieve something higher, but she can actually do the job. She can actually give you the experience of self-realization, and you can begin to feel it as those same cool vibrations that I spoke about. You begin to feel the cool vibrations that were referred to by the Lord Jesus Christ as the cool wind of the Holy Spirit. You begin to feel the cool vibrations that Muhammad referred to as the Ruh, that the Hindu teachers referred to as the Chaitanya. You begin to feel it. Not only do you feel it on your hands, but you feel it emitting from the top of the head, from this center here. And so, logically, and within the sensitivity and consciously, within your central nervous system, you begin to perceive the experience of self-realization. The Kundalini rises, it ignites the flame of the spirit which lies dormant in the heart, just the witness, and you become connected to Almighty God. You become one with the all-pervading power of God. When this grain of divinity which lies within each one of us, which is only just a reflection of Almighty God within us, actually unites with Almighty God in a very real way. This is what happens when self-realization takes place. And after it happens, you get your own powers. You become your own guru. You don't slavishly have to follow anything. You don't have to read any more books. You can become quite selective about the type of food you eat and the type of exercises you do. You choose, according to the type of temperament you are, that type of food or activity or exercise or whatever it is which is particularly suitable to your tendency and which will bring you into that balance which self-realization expresses. And so, if before us is sitting one who can do the job, and all we have to do is simply hold our hands out to her, she must be somebody rather special, especially if it happens so simply. Our logical mind, or perhaps even I should say our rational mind, will question it. It will ask all sorts of complicated questions. It will ask whether she is real. It will ask whether the experience that you're feeling is perhaps not the air conditioning. I just hear that it seems to have gone off. All sorts of things come into our rational mind, and we put barriers in the place. What actually happens at that moment is the Kundalini that rises through the central channel gets blocked at this point, where, as you can probably see, the two left and the right channels create what we call our ego and our superego, what psychologists have often called the intuitive mind and the mechanical mind, or which Freud referred to when he was talking about the id, being the superego. Not that Freud was an expert on this. He dealt with one side only and, in fact, in our opinion, has done a lot of harm. So, the Kundalini rises to this point, and these two balloons actually block the rising of the Kundalini, when in fact we use rational methods to reach God. So we have to go a step further. We have to say, I have not reached it rationally. I have not reached it by my striving. I am a seeker. I love God. I want the ultimate. I want that union with God. So how do I get it? So, if there is somebody who is an enlightened light, and if that principle of the candle, of one light enlightening another, is true, then this can happen to you tonight. And it does happen to thousands all over the world. There are Sahaja Yogis all over the world who are growing in the awareness within themselves of the nature of their spirit, who are realized souls, but who are attaining the ultimate, who are finding that their health, both mental and physical, is improving, who is finding a great deal more joy in their life, who are finding that they've overcome the stresses and strains of modern living, and who themselves become a powerhouse of that dynamic force which thinks and loves and coordinates and does all of those things which, in our imagination, we see as the job of God. You develop your own powers. You don't slavishly follow any guru. Mother is only here to enlighten that which is your own. And so, when she does the job, you become a complete personality. You can give realization to others. You become very dynamic. And it works out in a very, very wonderful way that so many people are transformed. What you were yesterday, what you were last year, is not what you are today. After realization, you can do something about the complications of modern living. You can actually see the transformation in yourself and others, and you begin to enjoy the beauty of the Spirit. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to again introduce to some of you, but to many for the first time, Her Holiness Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi.
I bow to all the seekers of truth. But before we come to right conclusion about our seeking, we have to understand that truth is not a mental action. If your mind says that this is this, it need not be that. It is our everyday experience in life that mentally, when we try to establish something, we find after some time that we have not been absolutely correct about it. Whatever is known to us is already there. But whatever is unknown, even about that, if you have preconceived ideas, that this is the unknown, this is God, this is Spirit, then it could be that you are very much away from the truth. But scientifically, if you have to approach any subject, you have to keep your mind absolutely clean and open that it has been said by many great saints, many great gurus, that we are to be born again and that we are the Spirit. Are we to believe in them or not? Perhaps we should reach at least this conclusion, that they did not take any money from anyone and they could not have been fake people. They did not do it for money's sake. So, if we have to be born again, to reach the right conclusion, we should know what should happen to us. For example, if you certify that I am a born again, then it is misleading. Supposing I certify myself that I am the Prime Minister of Australia, do I become? I have to become. So just by taking a certificate, we are cheating ourselves and avoiding the opportunity to be born again. So to be honest is the first way we can really be the seekers of truth. If you are not honest and if you have preconceived ideas and want to stick to it, then I would say it is rather difficult. But logically we should come to a point where we should understand that what should happen when we receive the truth. In our evolutionary process, what has happened to us? Actually, our awareness has been enlightened in new dimensions as we grew up in our evolution. An animal does not understand filth and dirt. You can take a horse through any dirty lane, but a human being is very sensitive. He has to close his nose, or sometimes he even refuses to go through that. So in our awareness, something has to happen. And that is not some sort of an abnormal thing. Like some people, I was told, have written books that you have to become mad to be evolved. I mean, in what evolutionary stage did it happen? Did the fishes become mad to become the higher animals? When did it happen that you had to become mad to evolve? It's a wrong idea that people give because they can only make you mad, nothing else. And you like it because one way they pamper your ego by saying that you can pay for them, and secondly, they also give you a feeling that you are something different. To be something different is not to be evolved. We have so many mad people in this world. We have so many epileptic people. We have so many people who jump all over the places. There's nothing great about it. Whatever you can do easily is to jump or to shout or to scream or to misbehave. All these things are very easy for human beings to do. But if something has to happen from the divine, and if it is a living process, then something should happen within us which is not in our reach, which is something that is beyond the human reach. That has to be the divine thing. So we must understand that in our seeking, what we have to seek is a higher dimension to our awareness. In that dimension, you have to become something. Like you have become a human being. You are no more a monkey, you are a human being now. In the same way, you have to become something. In Sanskrit language, a Brahmin, a person who is a realized soul, the one who knows the Brahma, the all-pervading power, is called as Bijaha, means born again. And also, a bird is called as Dvijaha. A bird is first born as an egg, and then it is born as a bird. There's complete transformation. You don't have to certify a bird that it is no more an egg. It just becomes. You see it through that it becomes. So those who are honest and those who are really seeking must know that you have to become something. It's not just that you become mad or you become like some sort of a funny, freaky fellow, but you become really something that is in your awareness. Now if you have to go to science, we'll find out that Jung, who was a realized soul, who got realization much later, and then he defied Freud, has clearly said that if a human being evolves, he'll have to become collectively conscious. His consciousness becomes collectively aware, meaning that you should feel others within yourself on your fingertips. Muhammad Sahib has said, at the time of resurrection, your hands will speak. Your hands have to speak. Now, the hands have no tongues to speak, so what happens? It is accepted in the medical science that the sympathetic nervous system is expressed in your 7 centers on your fingers, but they don't know which are where and how it is. They cannot decode it. And they are honest about it. But they say there is some sympathetic connection with the fingertips. So in your awareness, it has to happen, by which you have to be more alert, more normal, more dynamic, more beautiful, more loving, more understanding. So something has to happen to your central nervous system. It must be apparent that you are feeling something more in your central nervous system. Now, what people are enamored is that if they see some people dancing madly, they feel enamored. It's a sign that you have not been able to understand. We have seen Christ, we have seen Buddha, Mahavira, Kabira, Nanaka, we had Lord Tse, and so many others. Did they behave like this? Did they become mad? We have got Moses. Did he become mad any time? Was he mad any time, behaving like a mad person? All these new theories have started, I think, 50 years back, or about 60 years back, that people believe in these new theories and they have forgotten all the traditional things that have come to us, our heritage. And we depend more on these nonsensical things, which has no moorings at all. Because the people who are supposed to be the founders of all the religions have never behaved like this. And why this new type of thing that has started, that people are behaving in this manner and accepting it to be a very normal thing. So all the seekers must know that you have to become the spirit. Means you must feel your own powers. It is not that you feel the powers of another person. Now he is a person who brings out some diamonds for you. So what? Logically you reach a conclusion. Do you want diamonds or do you want your spirit? You can buy them in the market. Why do you need a guru to do that kind of a job? There must be some jugglery. All kinds of these spiritual juggleries are on. And when I came here from Perth onward, Melbourne, Adelaide, and here, everywhere, all the people of the media have been asking me that why these gurus have come from India and they have ruined us like this. They have so many Rolls Royces and that, this and that. I said, thank God, now at least you are realizing. But I went to America and told them long time back that these people are going to come and be careful about them. Has been already told about them. But people did not want to follow it. They thought that it is better that you accept a guru, live with him, and that when he goes to heaven, means hell actually, you will be there. Now, I am very happy that a awareness is coming to the seekers, that a lot of them are realizing that they have not found the truth. If you are reaching that conclusion that you have to find the truth within yourself, then Sahaj Yoga will work much wonders. Now, our evolutionary process has not been anything which is dead. It is a living process. There is a force within us which brings forth our evolution. And living process cannot be activated by mental activity. For example, if you put a seed in the Mother Earth, it sprouts by itself. By saying that you better sprout now, or by saying that it has sprouted, you will have just mental satisfaction of creating an imaginary image. But actually it has to happen. The happening has to take place. And this happening is built within you. That has to happen within your being and is already, you are destined for it. As he has told you, there lies this triangular bone which is very inconspicuous. You can't even see that. I think it is drawn very small. We should really enlarge it and show. That is the triangular bone within us which contains this force called as the Kundalini. Now regarding Kundalini, you must have read many books also. In India, I saw some books, I was amazed, and written by mostly foreigners, such big books, and they didn't know where the Kundalini was, in the stomach or in the nose. Such confused people need not have written. If you are confused, better not talk about it. You see, if you are confused about something, what's the use of talking that this was the confusion, I got a shock and I got a heat and all this? Then why do you talk? You don't know anything, you are no authority. So you have no business to talk about it. That means you are naive, or you are being being absolutely a person who is uneducated about it. Why should you talk when you are not an authority? Not only talk, but write. And books after books have been written by people who have no authority to write these books. And that's how they have created another myth that Kundalini awakening is the most dangerous thing and what should not do. Now imagine what a mistake it is. Who is the photographer? Zod. So what is the advantage in this kind of spreading news that Kundalini awakening, which is the epitome of your evolution, which is what human beings have to achieve in their life. That's the aim of their life, to be the spirit. And Kundalini is the only way it happens. So why should people talk like this and say it is dangerous to have the Kundalini awaken? Because, why they are doing it? Because they are under some anti-God activity. Because they are not with God. There's some sort of a sinister, satanic force which is telling these things to people that you should not have your Kundalini awaken. Imagine, it is like saying that you should not enter into the kingdom of God. If that is the only way, if you have to enter into the kingdom of God, why should you frighten people about it? There's nothing frightening about Kundalini awakening, I can assure you. I've had, as you know, I've been working for years together, and so many people have got realization. En masse. And nobody has got any problems like that. Sometimes, of course, you feel little heat in the body sometimes. You do feel little heat in the body. Sometimes you feel a little shaking in the body. If there is a problem in the body, if your nerves are tense or anything, the Kundalini, when she rises, she little bit shakes you, but it settles down. It settles you down completely and you feel absolutely blissful and peaceful. No problem is created, I have seen so far, which can be called anywhere near danger. On the contrary, when Kundalini rises, she gives so many byproducts to begin with. Of course, she is the power of pure desire. The only desire that is pure in human beings is to be one with the divine. All other desires are not pure because they do not give pure joy. You think of anything, you want to say, have a car, all right. You work for it, try your level best to achieve that. Then you had the car, then you want to have something else. If that was your pure desire, it would have given you complete joy and satisfaction. It is not so. So matter is making you just run from one to another, but doesn't give you joy. So the pure desire in a human being is this great desire to be one with the divine. If you do not accept it today, you will come to one. You will have to take it. Because nothing is going to satisfy you unless and until you receive the truth. You become one with the divine. I've seen people deny it for the time being. I'm not ready. That's another style. I'm not ready. And all sorts of things people say. But I say, let me decide. Why are you worried? Let me decide. If you are ready or not, what is the problem is, it can be worked out. I have really worked for years together to know all the permutations and combinations and the problems and the barriers you have. And it is not going to take any time for you. It's very simple. It's a living process. It is not going to trouble you. Why should you have fright about it? So this is one side of Kundalini awakening. The other side is where people think that it can be done by themselves. It cannot be done by yourself. Somebody has to do it for you. And then once you get it, you can do it for others. Now, for example, a candle which is enlightened can only enlighten another candle. By itself, a candle cannot enlighten. But for that, you have to have a real person, a person who knows everything about the Kundalini, the one who can awaken your Kundalini, and not a person who is already shocked by Kundalini or who just talks about Kundalini or he makes people jump all over the places. There was a guru in India who used to give Kundalini awakening, and where this Dr. Warren went first of all, and they all were jumping and saying ha ha, hoo, he. And he got such a fright seeing that, and he thought it's a lunatic asylum. And he ran away from that place and came to me and he said, Mother, don't give me awakening because I'm frightened of it. I said, that's not awakening. That's not. That is hypnosis, a kind of a hypnosis. And that hypnosis will create such problems. That's not Kundalini. She is your mother. And she's waiting for days together, for ages together, many lives. She has waited for this great opportunity to give you your second birth. But so far you have not allowed her to do her work because mentally you are equipped with all books in your head or all gurus in your head or all kinds of ideas in your head, and she, poor thing, is waiting for that to manifest your second birth. And that is a big problem, how to make people understand that by mental activity you cannot raise the Kundalini. I may give you lectures after lectures, not necessary that your Kundalini will rise. But it will rise when I pay attention to it. And if you get your realization, you can also make it rise through your attention. That is called as through the power of Chitta, Chitta Shakti. But you must have your Chitta Shakti enlightened. If you are not an enlightened person, you cannot do it. Can you do it by paying attention to somebody raising up the Kundalini? You can see the pulsation of the Kundalini in many people, those who have got problems in their centers like the second and the third center. You can see it very clearly what happens, and you can see it pulsating just like a heart, the bone pulsating like a heart. You'll be amazed to see that this bone, which looks such a stiff thing, is pulsating. You can even see the rising of the Kundalini with your naked eye, But if you have a stethoscope, you can hear the lap going up. This is called as anahata, means without percussion, the sound without percussion. And you can feel it on top of your head, also the same thing rising, which Kabira has said that on the Shunya Shikhara, means on the silent peak of your brain, you start first feeling the anahata, means the sound of lap, that you hear in your heart, you start feeling it here. And when it breaks that area, the fontanelle bone area, which is called as talu, you just feel the cool breeze coming out of your head. Now this you cannot do. You can jump, dance, become mad, take drugs, take alcohols, grow your beard or cut it off or do anything that you want to do. But you cannot make a cool breeze come out of your head. And that is what is the proof that it is a living process that does this. Unless and until this happens to you, you try everything else, there's going to be a big problem. As I was telling today to the people from television, very sincerely asked, what's the problem with us, with Australians, when you say they are naive? I said they are naive because they don't know what to seek. That's one point is. They don't know what they should ask for, what should happen to them. And they are attacked by people who are here just to make money. It's money-making proposition. Imagine, people have made millions and millions of pounds through you people. It's such a multi-million big enterprise and is done on that level. And you people are enamored by these things because it appeals to your brain somehow or other, I don't know why. because it appeals to your ego perhaps. The lady asked me that if it is so simple, Mother, then why is it people don't take to simple things? Now see, today I came first of all here at 7 o'clock and they said there are very few people. So I went round and I came back. I said that's the trouble, they don't want anything simple. But whatever is living is so simple. You cannot explain it mentally. You put, as I said, a seed into the Mother Earth, how it sprouts, how a flower becomes a fruit. All these things you cannot explain mentally. It's a living process done by the all-pervading power, which is the love of God. And that activates and works it out and actualizes, which you cannot by your mental process understand it, nor can you do it. You can't transform one flower into fruit. So this is what one has to understand, that it has to be a living process within us. And the living process is spontaneous. That's why we say sahaja. Saha means with and ja means born. It's born with you, it's spontaneous. Like your breathing is born with you, like your pulsation is born with you, like everything that is born with you, you take it for granted. It exists in the same way. This Kundalini is born with you. And this awakening is also your birthright. As a human being, you have a right to have this awakening within you, and you should have it, and you must seek that. But because of no education on this point, perhaps, traditionally we are not educated to understand. Christ came on this earth when he wanted to explain all these things. He had to go away. And he lived only for 4 years to talk to people. In that 4 years, the way people behaved and the way they never accepted him, it was impossible to talk to you about Kundalini. But in the Bible it is written that I will appear before you like tongues. Even in all the Torahs it is written that I'll appear before you like flames of tongues. Now what are these flames? These are the chakras which are within us. When you see them, they look like that, the flames. You can see them clearly. But it is not the seeing that is important. It is being. People think that if you see the light, now you become the light. If you see the light, do you become the light? It's simple. Simple thing you can understand. You do not become a light if you see the light. You have to become the light. And when you become the light, what happens? That you act like a light. Your power acts like a light. When you are there, people can see how to walk. They know how to understand the difference between a carpet and a chair and a human being. The discrimination is there. When there is light, you discriminate and you start understanding that the truth is this and this is untruth. So when the Kundalini rises through your fontanelle bone area, the first blessing you get is of good health. That's the minimum that should happen, but it's a byproduct. But I don't want to emphasize more on good health, because tomorrow we'll get all the hospitals dropping on my head. That's what I don't want. You have to be first the spirit, and you have to be the doctors, and you yourself can treat your body as well as the body of others. This is the minimum that should happen, that you become a healthy person. Now what does that? Within us lies a power which is evolutionary power in the center, and it is the power which we call as the power of Mahalakshmi, is the power by which we sustain our own character, by which we become human beings. From carbon, where it is 4 valencies, as human beings we develop 10 valencies. We become eligible for our ascent through this power to begin with, because this is the power that gives us balance. In the gross, it expresses itself as parasympathetic nervous system. Now, what is parasympathetic nervous system? Is that it gives a balance to your sympathetic nervous system. Now, sympathetic nervous system is the gross expression of the 2 other powers which are around us. One is the power of desire and another is the power of action. These sympathetic nervous systems come into play when we want to use them. For example, if you want to run fast. So, when you are running fast, these 2 powers come into power, that they give us the force to run fast. But what is the thing that brings it back to normal is the central power that brings it to the normal or gives it a balance. So this balancing force is the one that is responsible for your ascent. If you are not yet balanced, the same force will first balance you. Because of imbalances, so many diseases are caused. There's no end to it. Apart from that, those people who go to extremes to the left and to the right also can develop horrible diseases. Those who go to the left side develop mostly the psychosomatic diseases like cancer, like all mellitus and all these incurable diseases. And imbalances, people develop, say, blood pressures and diabetes and all these problems of the organs of the stomach. And the people who are too much right-sided, who are too much speedy, who are thinking of the future all the time, they develop problems of the heart and also the problems of the physical side. Those who indulge into too much physical exercises and all that also develop the problems of the physical side. So it is all our doing that we get sick, mostly, or maybe of our parents. For example, somebody asked me that how is it, mother, that leukemia is caused in the people who, children also, they are born with it. I said the mother must be a very speedy woman. If the mother is speedy, hectic, her spleen is working in a hectic way, she sets in motion the same kind of a spleen the child should have. And if that happens, the child develops a kind of a spleen which is hectic and starts producing RBCs which are not rhythmic and not in proper shape. And these are vulnerable to cancer and things like leukemia. Because at this stage, something triggers it. And that triggering takes place because of the extreme behavior of a personality, which I'll explain to you tomorrow. But in any case, physically you feel fit, mentally you feel fit. Mentally, because your extreme behavior disappears. Mostly we take to habits. Any habit we take to is, the reason is because we get bored, I think, in life, or we are fed up, or we are very unhappy, or we are disturbed about something, or we are shocked. Under these circumstances, we take to it. But supposing the reverse happens, that you feel settled, you feel blissful, you feel happy, you feel cheerful, you feel on top of the world, naturally everything drops out. When you have got the highest, you don't want to indulge into all these things which are sensational for the time being, work out for a short period, but you start enjoying, that is what is eternal within you, flowing all the time. Stress and all that also disappears, because supposing, I give an example always of a car which is about to finish its petrol. Everybody is in a stress, the car as well as the driver is worried that the petrol is going to finish. But supposing by some chance you are connected to the mains and all the time the energy is flowing into you, then you have no worry. You have no worry, and just to get over all these things. People have a very great, I should impetus, or we can say all the time, a kind of a coaxing from all sensational practices of the society. And this quite upset us all the time, the way we are all the time stimulated by these sensations. Now with the realization, what happens? The spirit doesn't take note of all these stimulus, nothing of the kind. It is not bothered about these things. It is just witnessing the whole play as a drama and a joke. And it doesn't take anything into record and doesn't react to it as the human beings do. And that's how the stress drops out. On the contrary, I have met some people who have been doing all kinds of things. Their hands were going like this and the feet were going like all sorts of contortions. And I said, why are you doing it? They said, we have been to a guru and he said, your stress is coming out. Now if the stress is coming out and if this is the state of the stress, when are you going to end this up? It is not possible. You must understand. You see what I feel when I talk about these things, people just leave me and go away because they get angry. But I'm for you. I'm for your good. I'm saying just understand that how can stress get out by this kind of a nonsensical thing happen to you? You are getting mad. This is not the way the stress has to get out. But you have to get over the stress. And that is a very simple thing to understand, that if you are standing in the water, the waves are coming to you. Coming and going, and you're afraid of the waves. But supposing by any chance the state becomes that you become seated in a boat, somehow or other, you rise up to that point that you are in a boat. then you enjoy the same waves from there and you don't mind any kind of thing. And this is the state one has to achieve. Unless and until you achieve that state, all your guru, all your money is of no value, nothing of the kind. But this should not upset you, because many people also take a view that we have paid for it, so we better go through it. I mean, if you have paid for the poison, will you go through it? It's a simple thing like that. Because you have paid for it, better not go through it because it's dangerous. You must see what's happening to the people who are going to these gurus, or to these cults, or to these other things like clairvoyance and all that. What is happening to them? Are they transforming? Are they getting any of their powers? Have they become peaceful people? Have they finished their seeking? They think that they have done it. If not, then no use going to a place like that. But human mind, I don't understand sometimes. Like they see a person coming out of the pub falling in the dirty lane, and still they walk into the same pub. So I can't understand why people do all these things. But mainly we have to know that one day will come when we'll face ourselves. And that time we'll ask a question that why did I not use my wisdom to understand that these are not the things I was asking for, what I was asking, but the ultimate, the truth. Those who talk about love of God, power of God, it's very easy, because you see, you can read any book and start talking. There is power of God and power of love and all that. But it must act. If you talk of compassion, it must act. It is not just I say that I am compassion, embodiment of compassion. So what? You may be embodiment of compassion. I can gather some money from you people and start a hospital here and say I have treated so many people and you give me a big prize or something like that for is nothing. That's not the way the compassion acts. The compassion acts in the same way as the sunshine acts. If you are near such a person, you remember that somebody touched Christ and something went into that person. Christ said, somebody has touched me who's sick. And the person got cured. The compassion must act. Otherwise it has no meaning. It just talks and advertises that you are the love, power and all that. Is not so. Something has to happen. That is not also madness or any kind of a crackpot behavior, but by which you get your transformation. And that's what you should ask for the reality and not for unrealities. And in reality, you'll be amazed, you will see where you stand as far as you are concerned and others are concerned. What is the relative position? That you are the part and parcel of the whole. You start feeling that you are part and parcel of the whole. And when that happens, there is no compassion that speaks. Because supposing this finger is paining, automatically I press this finger. I just press it because it is paining, and I just feel it because it's me there. So I just do it. So that's how the compassion acts. It doesn't think it is doing any obligation to anyone that this finger should pay anything to me. It's my finger. It's myself. How can I not touch it and put it right? In the same way, it happens that you become part and parcel of the whole. And when you become that, you just act as a part of that whole with all its powers. And that should happen to all of you who are seekers. Normally, Sahaja Yoga is better for people who are not extremes by nature, who are central people. That's very good. It acts very well on them and helps them immensely. Also, those who are in the extremes are also drawn in the center, because Kundalini is a movement in the central path. And when you are paying attention to me, and I say you pay attention to yourself, you cannot do it. But when Kundalini rises, she sucks in your attention inside, like an incident or a happening within, and then the attention, even if it is on the extremes, is sucked inside. And when it is sucked in, it just rises. Or one must know that lots of things happen when it rises. It just doesn't rise just like a pre-moon rising up, but lots of things happen within your body. Lots of centers go into different kind of bandhas and all that. It happens. As a car starts, a lot of things happen in the inside machinery. In the same way, when the Kundalini starts rising, lots of things happen inside, but very smoothly, because you are fantastically, beautifully and delicately made with great care. It's not easy to destroy Kundalini. It's not easy. But I have seen some people have got very sick Kundalini. Some people have bleeding Kundalinis, I have seen. And of course, if they are devils, they may not have Kundalini at all. But it is not easy to destroy this bone also. If you burn the body of a human being, this bone is the last to be burnt and requires a very high temperature to burn it. That's why people called it a sacred bone. But when I went to Greece, when I asked people why did you call it sacrum, they said because we had a report with a Indo-Aryan group much before Alexander went there, and they told us that this is a sacred bone. And we found out that when you burn the body, this bone remains still there. So we thought must be something sacred about it. Now, tomorrow, day after, and after that, we are going to have 3 more programs. Today, in a general way, I have spoken to you because they said just give introduction to Sahaj Yoga, what is Sahaj Yoga is, and that's how I told you that you cannot pay for it. It is effortless, it is spontaneous, it's a living process, and through the grace of God it works. And by this happening, you get your transformation. You become something else than what you are in your awareness. You become a more powerful person, a dynamic person, you start feeling another person. It's a fact. You can ask somebody has come now all the way from Perth, and when he came to me, he was in a big problem because he had been to gurus, this thing, and he realized that he made a mistake. But nothing could rectify it. But now he's rectified, and he could feel this cool breeze actually on his head and all over. So this is the thing one has to understand, that you must honestly ask for the truth and not for something that is being told to you before. This is what it is, should happen to you, that has never happened before and cannot happen through human effort. So tomorrow, day after, and after that, we have 3 more days. One day I will talk about chakras, tomorrow, and then about these 3 powers, and lastly I'll tell you what is to be done after self-realization, how to keep it up, how your spirit is your guru, and how he teaches through your vibratory awareness, how you understand what is right and what is wrong. I think that is how we'll space it out and we'll work it out. But today we should try to have the session of self-realization also. It might work out very well. May God bless you. If you have any questions, I would like to have the questions for first day. It's important if you have any sensible questions. But I don't know, some people say in this book it is written, in that book it is written, or this one says like that. Please don't do that. Because all these books have given you nothing. So better forget about them.
Any questions? Yes.
You know, it's quite difficult to sort of understand when he was talking about earlier about Kundalini, and that to relate to Kundalini to sort of distorted parts where I was trying to work on, trying to establish the actual theory of it.
He doesn't really understand what you were saying about Kundalini, and he's a little unclear about the action and how it works and how it manifests.
I understand that because it's a very complicated thing. It's a big mechanism. See, now supposing you come in this room, and I'll tell you one thing, that if you want to put on the light, just press a button. Now you can say, Mother, I don't understand this. How can it be if I press the button? It will work out. So I'll have to explain to you the history of all this mechanism and how the electricity has come here and how it works and how we have brought it here. All those things I'll have to explain. But it's a headache. So first, why not have the light? And then I'll tell you everything. You will know each and everything about Kundalini, because in a small lecture like this, where I have to cover so many points, you see, not easy to tell you all about it. But you will know each and everything about Kundalini yourself. You will be able to raise the Kundalini, you will be able to give realization to people and understand it as if it is your own thing. So what I am saying is better to have the enlightenment first, and then we can understand it mentally. All right? Thank you. Yes?
Why is it some people's hearts open up easily and others don't?
Why is it that some people's hearts open easily and others don't?
You see, some have good brains and some have good hearts. What can you do about it? It's all you're doing. All right. Is there any question? Yes, please.
Mataji, it says in your literature that you're going to spark a transformation on this earth. And a lot of the literature that I've read leads me to believe, it says finally there is someone here. It leads me to believe that you are
What is
the
it?
first and the only one who can grant this self-realization. And I wonder if you acknowledge that there are other people living now who can grant this realization. Okay, just
What is it?
In the literature, it speaks of sparking a transformation and phrases like that. This implies that you can do the job. He's asking whether there are others who can do the job of achieving this result.
Now, I must say, I must confess, I haven't met any who does MS. I haven't met. I mean, I wish I could meet someone because I would like to retire now. I'm 60 years of age, so I better retire now, isn't it? But the trouble is, I haven't met anyone so far who can give Amas realization. Also, my disciples can give realization to people, but not Amas. They have to use my photograph or something. So, if you know of anyone, I'll be very happy to know someone. But I haven't met any. So, I don't claim I'm the only one. Could be many, but I haven't met anyone, I'm sorry to say.
I'm thinking of people like Muktananda and Maharishi.
Ah, you must go. That's the ashram he has been to, I was saying. That's the ashram he has been to.
And also Maharishi.
And Maharishi.
We have patients from there, epilepsy. I'll show you. You meet them. There are epileptic patients who are coming to me. He has made 66,000 crores of rupees. Crores, it's in billions and billions of money. You must meet the people who are suffered from there. If you think so, it's all right. You can go to them, but then don't come back to me. That's the only thing is because I know they end up with epilepsy, penniless, and all kinds of problems are there. Muktananda, recently I heard in Delhi that his 2 disciples are now fighting for the seat and third lady has now got over. But there's a problem of diamonds worth 34 million rupees of diamonds. They are fighting among them. Say, all right, I'll do. You see, if you move up, people start looking at you. Please don't come. Yes. All right? Thank you. So that's not the way. You should see the result on people. That's the thing, on yourself. You see, they have a lot of money, they have made a lot of money, and they can propagate whatever they like. But you must see what you get yourself, is the point.
Mataji, I'm very grateful that you pointed out that the individual mind can't be trusted. On the other hand, the collective mind can be. I'd like to thank you for that. And by the way, I'm the gentleman that Mataji was referring to. I came from Perth. And on the 6 occasions, I didn't feel the breeze at the top of my head. I really did distrust it. And I have also been to Krishnamurti and Goenka.
And he's been to all of them.
Not to mention psychiatrists in this country. And on the 2nd occasion in Perth, I didn't feel the breeze at the top of the head. So, thank you.
Thank you. I was so happy to see him here because when I met him, he's such a great seeker. See, really tears came into my eyes. I said, look at this one. He's such a great seeker. I don't know what has happened to him. And today I find him here. I'm so very happy you do. It's such a great thing because you are seeking the truth. You are my children, I feel. The way you are misled is something so painful you can't imagine. It's very painful. Yes, please.
Yes.
Mataji, like if you practice a religious life in Australia, you still got all these problems with the Aborigines, right? Like how can one forget, how can you overcome that crisis? How
What's-
can you sort of get
You just tell me.
He's concerned about the Aboriginal problem, and
No, they all can get realization very fast, much faster than you people can. I've given realization to some Aboriginal people because they're very simple people, you know. They're extremely simple, good people, they get realization in no time. You just don't worry, I'm going to look after them very well. May God bless you. You are concerned about them. I'm very happy to know. Yes.
Shall we have it?
Now, is there anyone else? Now, one thing is, you should not in any way feel diffident. That's one thing is very important. As I said that you are all children of God. As William Blake has said that men of God will become prophet, they will become prophets, and they will have powers to make other prophets. The time has come. That's what is the time. So don't feel diffident about anything. By no means. Nor you should feel guilty. That's a very big disease in the West, to feel guilty for nothing at all. God is great love. So please don't feel guilty. These two first conditions has to be there, that you are not to feel guilty, upset, be cheerful, that you have to enter into the kingdom of God. That's your right. As seekers of truth, you have greatest right than anybody else has. So please don't feel guilty, for whatever you have done is finished now. Now is not what you have done, but what you are going to be. So may God bless you. Let us have the session of self-realization, for which simple things you have to do is to take out your shoes. It's a very simple thing that one should take out one's shoes. It's good because the Mother Earth helps us a lot by taking out the shoes. Now, put both your feet on the Mother Earth, parallel. And put both the hands towards me like this, or on your lap. Be comfortable. That's the main point, is you have to be comfortable. If there's anything tight on your waist or anything, please try to loosen it. Put your both the hands straight and close your eyes. Please close your eyes. You are not to open your eyes till I tell you, because when the Kundalini rises above this Agya Chakra, your eyes, if they are not closed, it will stop at that point. It would be nice if you can take out your spectacles also, because eyesight is very much benefited by Kundalini rising. So just put both your hands towards me very comfortably. And don't worry if you are thinking or your mind is going here and there. Do not try to concentrate. It will just work out by itself. You don't have to do anything. It's all within you. It will just work out. When I will tell you what is to be done when I find there's a problem in a particular chakra in the collective way, then I will tell you, and that's how you should follow. But just now, for the time being, you just sit with both the hands on your lap, fingers towards me, and close your eyes, please. Have full faith in yourself, first of all, that you are the children of God, and that He is your Father who is waiting for you. He is anxious that you should enter into His kingdom so that He bestows all the beauty and bounties. Now your right hand is the hand of action and left hand is the hand of your desire. Your desire is to be the spirit. So put your left hand where it is in a proper way, in a comfortable way. You don't have to move the left hand because the desire is there, but action has to take place through the right hand. Now, keep the left hand as it is, and the right hand, you put it on your heart to begin with. On your heart, on the left hand side, please. And with a very humble feeling, ask a question, Mother, am I the spirit? Ask this question 3 times, please. Mother, am I the spirit? Now put the same hand down on the stomach on the left hand side. We have to work only on the left hand side with the right hand. Press here with your finger and just say with full confidence, Mother, I am my own master. I am my own guru. This is to awaken your own principle of Guru. If you have believed in all Gurus, forget it for the time being. First you become your own Guru, then you will know whether your Guru is true or not. You have to say this 10 times, that Mother, I am my own Guru, with full confidence. On the Kundalini itself. Now, raise this hand higher again onto the heart. Now, with full confidence and humility, you have to say 12 times, Mother, I am the Spirit. Why these times I am saying? Because of the different plexuses, the number of plexuses you have on the centers. 12 times, please say, Mother, I am the Spirit. Now, the same hand you have to raise higher onto the left side of your neck. This is another center which is called as Vishuddhi center. Here you have to say, Mother, I am not guilty. This has to be said 16 times as a punishment for feeling guilty. You have to be cheerful and not to be upset about anything. Just say, Mother, I am not guilty. Just say that for doing anything. Because you are seekers of God. And if you have done any mistakes, it is none of your mistakes. It's just done because you did not know what was to be done. So just first of all, forgive yourself and Now put the same hand on your forehead across, on your forehead across. Now say one thing which is very simple. Mother, I forgive everyone. Say it from your heart. Everyone. Some might think that it is difficult to forgive, but it is a myth. By not forgiving, you are doing no harm to the other person, you are just harming yourself. So just say, Mother, I forgive everyone. Unless and until you forgive others, why should God forgive you? Just say it with full heart. Put your hand on your forehead comfortably and say, Mother, I forgive everyone. From your heart, just forgive everything. You will find your load and stress will all go away. This is a mantra for that center. Now raise your hand on top of your head and just press in the center, in the fontanelle bone area. At this point, I cannot go further. You have to give me a consent. You have to ask for your realization because you are free to choose. With your heart, you should say, Mother, please give me realization. Just ask for it. Seven times and slowly raise your hand and see if there's a breeze, cool breeze coming in. First you might feel the heat coming out. Raise it higher, about 4 inches maybe. Just see if there's, you can move your hand and see. You can put another hand on top of your head and the right hand down the same way as the left hand was. So you can change your hand and see if there's a cool breeze coming in. Just try to see if there's a cool breeze. Again, raise your hand one by one. Good. Those who are feeling, please raise your hands. Great. So many of you. Now you can open your eyes and raise your hands, both the hands like this, let's say. And ask a question, Mother, is this the Brahma Shakti? Is this the power of God that is all pervading love? Is this the breeze of the Holy Ghost? Ask a question. It's a sensation in the fingers you feel first. and the kind of cool breeze all around. Now bring your hands down and see if it is coming in your hands as well. You feel very peaceful, extremely peaceful. Better. Good. Close your eyes and enjoy yourself. Now I will teach you how to raise your own Kundalini, if you can open your eyes. This will even help you to feel it more if you have not felt it. Because it's a very subtle, sukshma. And we are from a gross awareness going to the sukshma awareness, to the subtle awareness. It is rather difficult in the beginning to conceive it, because you cannot conceive it mentally, you have to feel it. And unless and until you have felt it, you should not say that you have felt it, but try to understand that it is there. It is there. Now let us see how you can all raise your own Kundalini. You don't have to go to any guru to do it. Yourself can do it. Put your left hand in front of your Kundalini, just while you are sitting, just in front, little further. Because you have to move the other hand like this. You have to move the other hand, which is the power of action, up, front, below, backwards. Up, front, below, backwards. Like that you have to move. So you have to start raising it. Now from that point, let's start moving it. Up, front, below, backwards. Start moving it, trying to raise this hand. Bring it up, higher, 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 higher. Now put up your hands, absolutely, and give it a big twist there. Twist, and now tighten. Let's do it once more. Again. We have to do it 3 times for 3 powers. Now again try. If you don't try it and if you fail, then you should not blame me for that. Again try. What trying and finding out if it is true or not. Come along, let's have it again. This time you have to give 3 twists and 3 knots. Now, give 1 twist, 1, another twist, the 3rd one, and knot it down. Now see your hands. Working out. Some people are getting more in the left, some more on the right. How to correct it? Also one should know. Those who are getting more on the left and less on the right should put right hand towards me like this. The one which is less should be towards me. And the left hand on the stomach. If the right hand is getting less, then put the right hand towards me and the left hand in the stomach. Means something wrong with your guru principle, or maybe with your liver or kidney or anything like that, stomach part. Those who are getting less on the left hand side or not at all on the left hand side should put left hand towards me and right hand on the heart. It's the only thing you should know how to understand your own machine. Left hand towards me and right hand on the heart. Those people who are getting less on the left hand side should put the left hand like this and the right hand on the heart. So many are still feeling guilty. Please don't feel guilty. Still feeling guilty, I can catch on the left Vishuddhi means feeling guilty. For nothing at all. Why are you feeling guilty for anything? We have to talk about the present and not about the past, because past doesn't exist. Better. Now put both the hands and see how it works. Watch me without thinking. Just without thinking. Feeling it. All those who are feeling cool breeze in the hand or in the head, raise your hands please, okay? You all didn't feel at all anyway? None of you? All right. It's good, lots of people have felt it.
Say it again. Say again, they got confused.
Yes, those who have felt the cool breeze in the hand or on the head, please raise your hands. All right. Now, those who have not felt can also feel it. Nothing to be desperate or unhappy. Maybe something wrong with you physically, mentally, maybe something wrong somewhere which can be found out. It's not difficult to find out. It's very simple. So, tomorrow, if you can come again, I'll work it out for you very nicely. And also for people who have felt it, they should understand that it is to be retained. You cannot think about it. By thinking you did not get it, it just happened. So to retain it, what is to be done? You can take from them the books. Those who have got it can take the books from there and can work it out tonight. But don't read the book, otherwise you will again start thinking. It's better not to read much about things, and as long as you do not think about it. Just give peace to your head, which has been thinking all the while. So allow it to rest for a while. Those who have felt it can go at the back, and some people who can work on them can find out. Tomorrow I'll personally see you, each one of you, and we'll work it out in a better way. You have to establish it fully. Tomorrow I'll come down and see all of you one by one. May God bless you. But those who want can go at the back, please. They are there, they'll just look, see, tell you what's the problem is. All right? It's very simple. I hope tomorrow you'll bring some more friends of yours to tell them, telephone to them, that they should come to reality. Thank you very much.
As well as the programs over the next 3 days, there will be a workshop on Sunday at which you'll be able to meet Mataji again, and where we'll get down to the practical details of developing your self-realization. Tomorrow night and each night we'll give you the address of that workshop where you'll be able to meet Mataji, and where she'll work on individual problems, where you'll be able to discuss with her those problems, and where you'll be able to learn more about developing your self-realization. So even if you haven't felt it tonight, don't, as she said, be desperate about it. We switched the air conditioning off so that you could be honest about it, because so many people get confused. But as, again she says, don't be desperate, don't be anxious that it didn't happen. It doesn't mean that you are not a spiritual person. Maybe the perception is a little bit dulled.
Don't doubt yourself, that's the thing.
So keep the Sunday at 10 o'clock open, please. We'll have lunch together and we'll work it out during that day. Inside the booklet that you'll get, it gives the address of the centre where we have in Sydney. And after the programs are over, you must feel free at any time to come to the centre and to learn more about Sahaja Yoga, to develop it, to work out how it
all about Kundalini.
how the Kundalini works it out, how it clears the chakras, how you can give awakening to others. As Mother said, you've got to become an expert. Thank you very much. For those people that want to talk to a few of the Sahaja Yogis at the back, they'll be there. If you didn't feel it, if you want somebody to try and work on you, by all means do so. But tomorrow night, as Mother said, she'll do the job on each and every one of you. She'll walk around and from one to the other, she'll work it out. Thank you very much and good night.
Around the other side.
Just one other small point, so that we can keep in touch with you and let you know when the further programs are going to be held. Would you mind on a small card at the back giving your name and address and telephone number? Just write it on the card so that we can keep in touch with you and let you know where and when the programs will be, so that you can keep in touch, so that we can keep in touch with you. They've all got these cards at the back. Just scribble your name and address and telephone number and we'll give you a ring once we've determined on which evenings we'll be having programs and so on. At the back of the room, please.
Take off your shoes and the heart is still there. So just sort of. No, it's a beautiful place. Yeah, your heart.